Good evening, family, friends,
Graduating class of 2018. Thank you for sharing in this special evening. At this time, please rise, and gentlemen, please remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem, and remain standing for the singing of our Alma Mater.
Beyond the lake's blue water stands our Alma Mater, glorious to view the red and white, love and honor, praise to thee. We will sing of faith and loyalty, trust and courage guide thy days ahead, and we'll never forget the Lancer, strive to win thee fame. Hail to thee, our Alma Mater, ever onward God thy name.
Aloha. For all those of you who don't know, aloha means not only hello, but also goodbye. This dual meaning signifies not only the balance between them, but the balance that finds us. For every hello, there is a goodbye. Years after saying hello, we now say goodbye to high school. Yes, I know, some of us said goodbye the moment we walked in the door, but this is the official goodbye. However, this is not our last goodbye. Until then, this is just another goodbye. Until then, there will be hundreds of goodbyes. Until then, there will always be another hello. By the end of tonight, we will have had said goodbye to each other. But tomorrow, we will say hello. You see, the goodbyes in our life find us. However, the hellos are something we find. While goodbyes are seen as destructive, they often take away the things we love and force us into places we aren't ready for, or at least places we think we aren't ready for. But the hellos are something new. They are putting yourself out there, making new friends, getting a promotion at work, joining a club. Class of 2018, I wish you all have your best life, and I hope that you never stop chasing your next hello. Until next time, my friends, aloha.
Thanks, Olivia. Imagine that you are an Amphiphreoninae of the Pomacentridae classification, the Perciforme order, and the phylum Chordata. I assume that most people are probably struggling to imagine that, seeing as how you don't know what I just said. Instead, let's pretend that I said, imagine you're a clownfish, like Nemo. I'm sure that most of you can picture that more easily. But what if I told you that both of my statements are equivalent? Well, they are. Sometimes words can be deceiving, complicated, and scary, but actually mean simple things. Our only job is to interpret them correctly. So, how should one interpret the scariest, most complicated word of them all, life? First, I think we need to look at life from a different perspective. If we, the graduating class of 2018, are young clownfish, then what is everyone else? Maybe teachers are sharks. I mean, they generally don't hurt you unless you attack first. And maybe principals are whales swimming through the whole ocean, overseeing all. We, as clownfish, must make a decision in the big world that we have recently become a part of. Do we want to sink in the depths and never be seen again? Do we want to float to the surface and be vulnerable to predators? Or do we want to find a balance in the middle, where we can swim peacefully? In our lives, we must find that same balance. We have learned to do so in high school already by balancing school, homework, sleep, social lives, jobs, sports, extracurricular activities, and much more. Now, we need to make this next step, or should I say, we need to just keep swimming by applying our balances to our futures. We must not let ourselves sink from being overloaded or stressed, but we must also not be so overly confident that we're floating on the surface, vulnerable, and not fully experiencing everything. We must not be afraid to dive in sometimes, or in some cases, just dive a bit deeper. So, for our interpretation of the word life, is it really that scary and complicated? It might seem big, elusive, and incomprehensible. One might even say it resembles an ocean of decisions, an ocean of responsibilities, an ocean that could swallow you up. Or it could be an ocean of potential, an ocean of options, an ocean of opportunities for success. I think the term life is overcomplicated. It's really only as scary as the scientific name for a clownfish.
Thank you, Maddie. Good evening, parents, teachers, and fellow classmates. I'm honored to share a few of my thoughts with you this evening as we celebrate our time at Jerome Mclane. Any athletes here tonight are very familiar with the concept of training. It is the conditioning of oneself by overcoming challenges in pursuit of a desired goal. Athletes train to compete. More importantly, they train to win. They are driven and motivated in an effort to prove themselves and excel in life. We, the class of 2018, have been training in every aspect of our lives up to this point. We faced challenges that have tested us mentally and physically, but we've endured. We had personal trainers to help us through, our parents, siblings, friends, teachers, and coaches. They held us accountable for our habits, taught us the consequences for slacking, but also showed us the rewards for trying. Now we must become our own personal trainers. So what should our regimen look like? Don't worry, I'm not about to review our fitness and weight training notes. I'm talking about training for that job, that bucket list item, that ideal relationship, that intriguing lifestyle that others will be drawn to. These things don't require a gym pass. They demand persistence. They demand work ethic. They demand participation. They demand leaving your comfort zone and trying something new. By performing these actions daily, you can succeed at anything. Indeed, we must have persistence, but we cannot ignore recovery. We often believe that nonstop effort leads to achievement, and it may, but trying too hard takes its toll on us, on our health, our emotions, and our motivation that created the goal in the first place. So we must force ourselves to take time to rest, to refresh our thinking, to rejuvenate ourselves. It is by balancing our training with proper recovery that we will progress the fastest. And in this world, we need to progress quickly to stay ahead of the game. My fellow classmates, you've just finished high school's training session, so take some time off for a little while, but then get right back at it. Train your heart out. As Thomas Jefferson said, if you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. So go do that thing. It might be disciplining yourself to rest a while, but it might also be conditioning yourself for rapidly approaching challenges. No matter your plan of action, start doing it right now because life is very competitive and it's about to get real. Will you be prepared?
Thank you, Simon. I'm sure many of you remember the children's book, The Little Engine That Could. As the story goes, the small train struggles to reach the top of the hill until he believes he can do so. His optimism gives him the courage to keep going. To many, this might just be another cliche, unrealistic book, but it shows the importance of your outlook on your situation. Whether it's the loss of a loved one, a new health problem, or thinking about all the college debt you'll have in 4 years, it may be hard not to have a negative outlook sometimes. But if there's anything I've learned in the ups and downs of high school, it's not to dwell on the negative, but instead balance out those negatives with positives. I mean, opposites attract, right? Looking back, it definitely was easy to get caught up in the whirlwind that is senior year, especially with all the challenges that may have blown us off track. Although it seems like we've made it through the storm, the reality is that we're just in the eye of the hurricane. We may not be finished, but we should be proud of all that we've accomplished. We don't know what this new part of the storm will hold, but keeping a positive attitude will help us to remind ourselves that we can make it. As we go off to whatever our future holds, college, trade school, the military, or a job, it is hard to know what to expect. The storm we're about to encounter will blow us off course, but that doesn't mean failure. It means an opportunity to take a new path. That's not to say that we shouldn't be realistic or that we should hold on to the most positive outcome every time, because there will be hard times. But you shouldn't be afraid to jump just because you're afraid of the fall. And look at all that you've accomplished in the past 4 years, and be positive about the journey that is to come. Although our journey as a class of 2018 is over, each person has a lot more ahead of them. Remember the positives and the best memories you'll look back on of the past 4 years, 8 years, 12 years. Remember that failure is an opportunity to grow, and remember to say, in the words of the little engine that could, I think I can.
There are 177 students in General Mclane's graduating class of 2018. Of these students, 7 will be joining the military, 109 will be attending college, and 48 will be entering the workforce. These are things that all of us know. However, some things that none of us know are how many of these students will be married in the next 10 years, how many of these students will go on to earn PhDs, and how many of these students will end up moving to a different country. In considering these unknown statistics, many of you may feel nervous, excited, or somewhere in between, and that's okay. None of us know what the future holds. Throughout life, we experience many unknowns, and all of these unknowns present new difficulties that we aren't willing to or don't think we're able to confront. Thus, we confine ourselves to the familiar, limiting ourselves to the same situations, social groups, and information we've known our entire lives. But consider this: dealing with the unknown makes us stronger. Although unknowns force us to face new hardships, they ultimately improve our ability to react to different situations and help us grow. Consider the biological principle of diversity. Diverse gene pools make for stronger populations, pulling together different backgrounds, characteristics, and abilities to form robust individuals that can adapt to anything. In fact, many organisms undergo adaptations to the extent that they form a new species or evolve. We as humans can similarly evolve, so to speak, by facing the unknown and bringing together a wide array of new experiences to create our own diverse gene pools. If you want to grow or evolve, challenge yourself to face the unknown and expose yourself to new situations that make you feel uncomfortable but will prove to be worthwhile in the end. Challenge yourself to engage with others who are different from yourself, whether it be in terms of gender, religion, race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or political beliefs. Instead of shying away from these people, ask yourself, what can I draw from this smorgasbord of diversity? What can I gain by pulling all these different experiences, moments, and people together? Embrace the unknown and use it to make you stronger. You don't gain anything by sitting in a room where everyone is the same as you. However, it is also important to not forgo the things you know completely. Pull from your knowns, your friends, family, and life at GM. Although the life you now know of is about to change, hold on to the small things that make a positive difference. Let the people, places, and experiences you have known for the past 12 years shape you as you move on and shape your reactions to the unknown as you venture into your future. As we graduate today, our unknown futures may fill us with fear, but they will ultimately make us stronger and braver than ever before. So continue to push yourself and continue to face new challenges. To quote Hillary Clinton, never doubt that you are valuable and powerful and deserving of every chance in the world. Congratulations, class of 2018. You did it.
Thank you, Abby. Today we begin a new chapter of life. We are no longer the children that frolicked on the playground each day after lunch, and we are no longer the fifth graders that thought 3 days at Camp Fitch was the longest and farthest we'd ever be away from our parents. Today we begin a chapter of learning more about the real world each day. As we leave high school and move on to our adult lives, we will recognize more and more the place of leadership in our lives. As children and throughout high school, our teachers led us in the classroom, our coaches led us on the field, and our parents led us in the many, many other areas of life that required guidance. But we too, in some way or another, took on our own leadership roles. Sitting among us today are classmates who have served as team captains, drum majors, and club presidents. For some of us, we are leaders in certain areas of our lives and not in others. Many of our classmates have had jobs throughout high school and demonstrated leadership there. Many are involved with church and community organizations outside of school. But there are also many sitting among us who have never viewed themselves as a leader. But we are all leaders and followers in our own ways, and it's important to realize that both are equally valuable. For leaders cannot effectively lead without followers. And as Aristotle once said, he who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. We must strive to be good team players, good group members. This is because without the rest of the group, there is no purpose for the leader. Good followers are crucial in the development of strong leaders, and without students, teachers can't grow. Without a team, coaches couldn't become great. And sometimes, part of being a good leader is knowing when to be a follower. We will face situations in which we are perfectly capable of taking charge, but we will need to have the ability to recognize when someone else deserves the chance to take the reins. Or perhaps we may find ourselves in situations where we know we are completely insufficient to lead, and we recognize that someone else is far more qualified, knowledgeable, or experienced. As we move on from today, some of us will continue our education with college or trade school. Some will go right into the workforce, and some will join the military. As we begin this next phase of life and pursue our chosen careers, we will be faced with finding the right balance of leading and following. We will have employers whom we must follow, yet coworkers whom we must effectively lead. We will recognize and hopefully appreciate the importance of leaders and followers, and that only together will they produce the desired effect. If we attempt to lead in all areas of our lives, we'll become exhausted. But if we spend our lives only following others, we'll lose our sense of individuality. So as we begin this next chapter of life, we must find the right balance. What types of leaders and followers will we strive to be? I challenge each of us to leave tonight thinking not about who we were in high school, but instead who we will become.
Thanks, Mary Claire. Well, here we are. Commencement, graduation day. 720 days of attending classes over the past 4 years have guaranteed you a free breakfast, a cap, a gown, and a piece of paper that certifies you as not totally stupid. We have put 4,860 hours of our lives towards going to high school and graduating today. At least that's what it probably feels like right now. But I don't think the past 4 years have been leading up to graduation day. I think the old saying rings true. It's not about the final destination, but about the journey getting there. Let's take a look at our past. Over the past 4 years, every one of us has grown and developed in one way or another to become the people we are today. Perhaps you made friends in high school that you will stay close to throughout college or afterwards. Maybe you tried something new in your classes and learned what kind of work you enjoy doing. Perhaps you tried a new sport or club and discovered what you're really talented at. Our past has shaped all of us into the people that we are today. Let's embrace our past and bring it with us into everything we may do in the future. But there's another question. What exactly will be our future? I know some of us have felt prepared for the future for as long as we can remember. But most of us may feel a bit unsure, or at least curious about it, about how you don't know what life's going to throw at you. I just want to say that whether you feel prepared or not, that doesn't really matter. No, you can't possibly know for sure what your future will look like. You don't know where you're going to end up living. You don't know what or how many jobs you're going to have. You don't know what kind of legacy you're going to leave behind in 50 years. The fact that we don't know is what's so great about the future. Our future is not in any way set in stone, but instead it's a blank canvas in front of us, ready for us to paint. Our future isn't something to be locked. The future isn't something that is locked in place and hidden from us by the boundaries of age and time. It is something that is created by all of us, and we have the ability to mold it into whatever we want. So let's embrace our future. Sure, today is about the big moment, graduation, the day we finished high school, the day we became adults. But in the end, it's just another day. It's important to look at ourselves and appreciate who we have become, what we have made out of ourselves during our years in high school. And it is perhaps even more important to welcome the unpredictable future so that we can forge it into the life that we want. Congratulations, class of 2018. Here's to the past and future. Looking out over this stage, I see a large audience of friends and family here to see us, the class of 2018. Luckily for them, we are situated in the region of the electromagnetic spectrum perceptible to human vision, or, as some might say, visible. Visible is defined as capable of being seen, discovered, or perceived. Throughout our lives, many of our actions have been visible. We saw the class of 2018 take home the Region 6 basketball championship, break the high school single-game football rushing record, teach the school about the importance of mental health, take a stand against cancer, provide relief for victims of Hurricane Harvey, and perform spectacular shows both on the field and on the stage. As we move on to the next stage in our lives, our actions will continue to be visible. Just as actions are visible, many actions are invisible, when there is no one to see what you are doing and how you are acting. Those who saw the many great actions from our class never saw the actions that preceded them. We never saw the intense preparation that goes into Broadway dinner, band performances, choral concerts, and musicals. We never saw the countless hours of athletic practice, the countless hours of hard work, the countless hours of organization, and the countless hours of study. These invisible actions led to our visible greatness. A great tree has healthy roots. Although we cannot see the roots, they are vital to a tree's health. The roots hold down the tree during the storm. The roots give the tree water and nutrients it needs. A seed must first grow down where we cannot see it before it can grow into a great tree. In the same manner, I encourage you to find your roots. Who are you? Who do you want to be? Who you are is not shaped by what you do. It is what you do when no one is watching. Define who you are when no one is watching the invisible moments. Root yourself there and grow into a great tree. Use the invisible to shape and guide the visible. Then be you. Be you when everyone is watching. Be you when no one is, during the visible and invisible.
Dum dum. Your legs don't work like they used to before. Dum da da dum. And I can't sweep you off of your feet. Dum da da dum. Will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Dum da da dum. Will your eyes still smile from your cheeks? Dum. Cause darling, we'll be loving you till we're 17. Dum da da dum. Dum. Baby, my heart could survive hard at 23. Dum da da dum. I'm thinking about people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe just a touch of a hand. Maybe just a touch of a hand. I fall in love with you every single day. I just wanna tell you that I am. So honey, now take me now, take me into your loving arms. Kiss me now by the light of the stars. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Hand on my beating heart. Place your hand on my beating heart. I'm thinking now of love, and maybe we found love right where we are. Oh, we found love here. 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 Honey, your soul could never grow old. No, honey, your soul could never grow old. No, baby, your smile forever in mine. Yeah, baby, your smile forever in mine. People fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe it's a part of a plan. I'll just keep on making the same mistakes, hoping that you'll understand. Maybe now, take me into your
When we were initially discussing speech topics as a group of speakers, the idea of wins and losses immediately stuck out to me. Not only have I experienced many of both, but it's also the title of a song by Mclane, a very socially relevant artist in America today. Once this idea popped into my head, I knew that I would have to use his work in my speech. In wins and losses, one quote especially resonated with me. Wins and losses, it come with being bosses. As ridiculous and grammatically incorrect as this might seem, it is honestly true. Being selected as student choice speaker was clearly a win, but actually writing the speech initially felt like more of a loss because apparently displaying one's thoughts in an original and compelling fashion is not as easy as I was expecting. But neither are many of the most important things we deal with in life. Without the losses, the wins lose context. Take the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers, for example. The city of Cleveland had not won a major sports championship since the Browns won the NFL championship in 1964, 35 years before anyone in our graduating class was even born. The Cavs were able to defeat the record-setting 73-win Golden State Warriors in a Game 7 Classic after they were down 3-1 in the series, a comeback that had never before happened in the NBA Finals. This groundbreaking achievement rocked the sports world and changed Cleveland's attitude after years of disappointment. Winning a title is an incredible experience no matter the context, but it was the losses that truly defined this win for Cleveland. For even as much as writing a speech, waking up on an extra rough Monday morning, or studying for the SATs seemed like a losses, these processes have in fact resulted in wins. We are here today celebrating what is probably the biggest moment of our lives thus far, due to the work that we put into this countless small moments. Without the moments of loss, the bigger, more important moments like tonight lose their context. It is just a part of life that come with being bosses.
Thank you, Jesse. Let's make this short. You see, I originally had a story about myself with all these metaphors, and I realized ain't nobody got time for that. Instead, let's just get straight to the point. So, we all know of superheroes like Batman and Superman and supervillains such as the Joker and Voldemort. It's like night and day. We like heroes, we don't like villains. But as I stand here before you, let it be known that I challenge you to be a villain. That's right. Be a villain. Acknowledge the harmful, the negative, and the bad. Yes, embrace that inner villain. Because when you're that villain, I want us to be able to recognize our flaws, our insecurities, and everything that makes us not so great. Because you know what? Heroes aren't heroes because they just do good things. Heroes are heroes because they battle our villains. And if there's one thing I've learned, sometimes the biggest villain is ourselves. Sometimes we let our insecurities tear us down. Sometimes our tempers flare up and we say things we don't mean. And sometimes we just give up. There are always going to be villains to fight, but there will also be heroes to save the day. I say we should be a villain because I hope we find what pushes us not to be one. I want us to find energizing love, the type of love that pushes us out of a dark place and into a brighter world. Whether that love be your future spouse, a child, a home, religion, or even yourself, know that we can use the villains inside us to make ourselves a stronger, greater, and more noble hero. Because if we can recognize and battle the villains inside ourselves, we can do the same for others. Don't ever think that we can't. This is our battle, this is our graduating class, and this is what makes us superheroes.
Thank you to Lily for sharing with us. Throughout our high school years, we, as a graduating class, have experienced on many levels
degrees of both understanding and control and disillusion and confusion with regard to our growth as individuals. Undoubtedly an integral part of our existence and crucial to the progression into the best version of who we might become, this growth is analogous to a knife's edge. With its capacity to push bluntly with a dull tip or cut cleanly when finely sharpened, the edge of a knife and its relative sharpness are also comparable to the polar opposites of order and chaos. Whatever each of these words means to you, or how I can stand here and explain what they might mean to me, our experience of them and our understanding of them is undoubtedly rooted at the center of our experience as people. A flood of students fleeing a fire in the woodshop, or a neatly arranged testing center with the same number of pencils at each and every desk. Both of these scenarios conjure up a certain image that we understand chiefly as chaotic or orderly. These two ideas represent what we plainly understand as bad or good, but both of these ideas and how they manifest in the world are seeds of each other's opposites. Chaos, with its tendency to break apart our understanding and swipe out from under us what we think we believe, dulls our edges, making our experience formless and misunderstood by both ourselves and others. But along with the consequences of lacking true form and understanding comes the potential to be anything and everything something without shape could become. A dull knife waiting to be sharpened. Apart from chaos is order, an idea that allows us to organize all the parts of our personalities for unique display, cleaning up any character smudges in order to peer through a crystal clear window of expression and reception. Similarly to chaos, however, order grants us not only its initial impression, but the overwhelming potential to be consumed by its opposite. Like a knife's edge, sharpened thin like paper, the perfectly ordered self lacks any potential to be further sharpened or tempered. Brittle to the touch and easily broken by use, readily consumed by chaos. It is between these two extremes where we understand the importance of being both challenged by our chaotic world and aim towards competence and self-organization. As we go toward an unknown and take the first steps into adulthood, many of us may fear shattering, perfectly content with who we are now. But we must accept the inevitability of breaking, not out of complacent surrender, but out of a present mindfulness for our current selves and the best self we might become. For an edge sharpened today will be dull tomorrow, and an edge not sharpened can never cut.
Thank you, Luke. It's easy to stand up here and point out the important firsts and lasts happening on this day. It's quite possibly the last time we'll all be together as the graduating class of 2018, and it's also the first day of the rest of our lives. Thinking back to your first day of kindergarten or middle school or high school, I'm sure all of us have had the thought that this day would never come, and I'm also sure that none of us expected it would come so soon. These years have been filled with an immense amount of firsts and lasts that you may never have taken the time to fully appreciate. Your first best friend, the first thing you ever wanted to be when you grew up, and the first time we heard Mr. Menno tell us to have a clean, legal, and safe weekend. But also, the last time you talked to that best friend from elementary school, your last meet, game, or competition, and the last time you and your friends skipped first period to go get breakfast. While they may seem small or insignificant to us almost high school graduates, these events and people are milestones and memories that help mark each time we pass safely from one year to the next. On Friday, many of us traveled back to where it all began, our elementary school. Looking through the halls and into our first classroom, it's easy to see we've grown. We've grown from 3.5 feet tall 5-year-olds to the somewhat taller 17 and 18-year-olds we are today. And more importantly, we have grown from children sitting on the listening carpet to young adults that are ready to move forward and embrace new experiences. New firsts that we're going to get thrown into head on, whether we're ready for them or not, and new lasts that will force us to keep moving forward. It will be an endless cycle of closing and opening doors. It is important that we do not forget what we have learned from the things that are now behind closed doors, but we also must go ahead willingly and embrace the new, the exciting, and the challenging waiting for us behind doors that have yet to be opened. And just like these past 4 years here at General Mclane High School, these moments, the old and the new, the first and the last, these are the things that will help us find our balance in life and shape who we become as people in this world. And from the last student speaker of the graduating class of 2018, I want to wish us all the best of luck with whatever doors we choose to open. Congratulations.
Good evening. At this time, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to offer recognition reserved for this night. General Mclane School District joins with 11 other school districts to jointly own and operate the Erie County Technical School. Many of our graduates here tonight have completed one of the 18 programs offered at the school and were recognized at a ceremony on May 30th, 2018. They are wearing a green honor cord tonight to designate them as ECTS students, and I would ask that they stand and be recognized at this time. The General Mclane School District consists of 4 schools. Today's graduates have progressed through McCain Elementary, Edinburgh Elementary, James W. Parker Middle School, and General Mclane High School. Together, the teachers in the district have provided the education and guidance necessary for our seniors to reach this milestone. Their united efforts have produced high-quality graduates, and their efforts have made us proud. Tonight, we thank our faculty, administration, and staff from all 4 buildings, and would ask that those in attendance this evening stand and be recognized at this time. At this time, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to recognize members of the audience who have served in the United States military. Will all members of the audience who have or are currently serving our country please stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you for your service. In the General Mclane High School class of 2018, there are a number of students who have committed to the service of the United States of America through our armed forces. Will the following students please stand and be recognized at this time? Tristan Beach, United States Navy. Mark Fisher, United States Marine Corps. Tricia Jimenez, United States Army. John Collis, United States Navy. Isaiah Lloyd, United States Navy. Brendan Manchester, United States Navy. And Maxwell Patterson, United States Air Force. Students selected to the National Honor Society have demonstrated exemplary characteristics in the areas of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. The members of the graduating class of 2018 who have been accepted to the National Honor Society are wearing blue and gold cords this evening. I would ask that they stand and be recognized at this time. The General Mclane Academy of Medical Arts and Engineering is proud to recognize its 4th graduating class of the Academy. These students prepared for careers in engineering and the medical field by completing a prescribed curriculum, a job shadowing experience, and attending the Advisory Speaker Series. These students are wearing red and white cords to designate them as Academy students, and I would ask that they stand and be recognized at this time. The class of 2018 is the 2nd graduating class of General Mclane High School to be recognized according to the Latin recognition system. At the senior banquet, students were awarded a pin and a certificate in honor of their academic achievements. Students who have earned a cumulative GPA of 3.75 to 3.99 are being recognized as cum laude graduates. These students are wearing bronze-colored pins. Would these students please stand and be recognized at this time? Students who have earned a cumulative GPA of 4.0 to 4.39 are being recognized as magna cum laude graduates. These students are wearing silver-colored pins. Would these students please stand and be recognized at this time? Students who have earned a cumulative GPA of 4.4 or higher are being recognized as summa cum laude graduates. These students are wearing gold-colored pins. Would these students please stand and be recognized at this time? Congratulations, graduates, on receiving this recognition for your diligent pursuit of academic excellence during your high school career. The General Mclane High School Student Choice Award is presented to an outstanding senior selected by vote of the members of the senior class. The General Mclane High School Student Choice Award is presented this 7th day of June 2018 to Jesse Woods Nathanson. The General Mclane High School Faculty Choice Award is presented to an outstanding senior selected by vote of the General Mclane High School faculty. The General Mclane High School Faculty Choice Award is presented this 7th day of June 2018 to Simon John Zaire. Each year we recognize students with the highest grade point average. Every class taken since the freshman year is counted into the grade point average. This year's salutatorian, having earned the 2nd highest grade point average in the class, is Lily Zhang. This year we have 9 students who have tied for the highest grade point average in the class. These students have taken every accelerated course offered and have earned A's in every class taken at General Mclane High School. They are Mary Claire Cousins, Olivia Nicole Ivankovich, Nicole Catherine Folkrod, Molly Ann Larman, Luke Wesley McEldowney. Abigail Albright Parker. Maxwell Norman Patterson. Madison Irene Shutt. Bradley Austin Yoder. The Gay M. Fuller Nursing Scholarship will annually award a scholarship to a senior committed to becoming a nurse and who will be majoring in nursing at a four-year college or university. This scholarship was created by retired United States Navy Captain Gay M. Fuller, who served 24 years as a nurse in the United States Navy. Fuller graduated from Edinburgh High School in 1957, Hammett Hospital School of Nursing in 1960, and the University of Buffalo in 1971 before joining the Navy. She served most of her time in naval hospital operating rooms in the Philippines, Virginia, Pensacola, San Diego, Bethesda, and Charleston. Her final role was the interim director for nursing services at the Naval Medical Center in San Diego. The Gay M. Fuller Nursing Scholarship is presented this 7th day of June 2018 to Melina Marie Walter. Created in the memory of Jean and Alton Huntley, the Jean and Alton Huntley Family Endowment Fund provides a scholarship to graduating senior who will be attending Edinburgh University or a local technical school. Jean and Alton were Edinburgh residents who both graduated from Wattsburg High School. Jean worked for General Telephone for 2 years and was employed at the campus school and university libraries at Edinburgh University until her retirement. Alton was a teacher at Greensburg High School and Technical Memorial Junior High in Erie, as well as a career counseling and placement counselor and as a supervisor of secondary education student teachers at Edinburgh State College. He served on various boards, including the Boroughs of Edinburgh Council, Church Men's Council, Edinburgh Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, and was mayor of the Borough of Edinburgh. The Jean and Alton Huntley Scholarship is presented this 7th day of June 2018 to Abigail Grace Ron. The Lamson Award is presented each year to an outstanding graduating senior who has shown industry, perseverance, and enthusiastic attendance in his or her student life. The recipient of this award is chosen by nomination of the high school front office staff. The Francis Lamson Award is presented this 7th day of June 2018 to Aaron John Wagner. The Administrator's Scholarship is founded on the deepest of gratitude and the belief that those who have been blessed have an obligation to give back. The scholarship is made possible by a fund created in the name of Therese T. Walter, who served as General Mclane Superintendent from 1982 to 2005. The intent is twofold. First, to thank the board and community who allowed the district to grow into one of the finest, and second, to thank the administrators who shared the leadership and the vision. Dr. Walter always said, "No one succeeds alone. If we succeed, we owe those who helped it happen." This scholarship is dedicated to those who helped it happen, and the recipient is the sole choice of the administrators at General Mclane High School. The Dr. Therese T. Walter Administrators Award is presented this 7th day of June 2018 to Maxwell Norman Patterson. The Edwin J. Linden Memorial Scholarship Award is given in memory of the man who served as principal of General Mclane High School from 1960 until his death in 1973. Edwin J. Linden was the first principal of the school following the consolidation and creation of the General Mclane School District. He was a man of character who believed in people and the importance of public education. The Edwin J. Linden Memorial Scholarship is the highest award which can be given by the faculty of General Mclane High School. It is presented to a graduating senior who has displayed throughout his or her school career the same moral character, integrity, self-control, and discipline as was valued and practiced by the man for whom this award is named. The Edwin J. Linden Memorial Scholarship Award is presented this 7th day of June 2018 to Amelia Marie Sundin Swensky. Thank you.
Members of the Board of Education, high school administration, distinguished faculty, parents, friends, and relatives of the graduates, class of 2018. Given that 12 speakers have preceded me tonight, I decided I should consult the words of learned people in regard to keeping things short. Thomas Jefferson said that the most valuable of all talents is that of never using two words when one will do. Spanish Jesuit philosopher and prose writer Baltasar Gracian said, "Good things, when short, are twice as good." And finally, Franklin D. Roosevelt said, "Be sincere, be brief, be seated." This is all good advice, so let me simply address tonight's theme of finding balance with one quote from Albert Einstein, who said, "Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving." Over the last 13 years, class of 2018, we educated you, nurtured you, sometimes coddled you, and often pushed you to become all you are capable of being. Tonight, the training wheels come off, and it's time for you to move on so you can keep your life in balance. Good luck, and congratulations, class of 2018. And so now, President Carrie Crow, Vice President Mrs. Amy Eisert, Dr. Timothy Wise, Mr. James Buxby, Mrs. Sherry Gold, Mr. Andy Schultz, Mr. Brad Patullo, and Mr. Luke Lofgren. It is my privilege to present to you the class of 2018 for the authorization of diplomas.
I'll be brief, and you'll cheer at the end. It's good. Good evening, parents and taxpayers. As your graduates move on, you might be at a loss to what your place now is in the district, but you need to know that our kindergartners this year will be the class of 2030. So I just want to remind you that it will continue to be very important for you to support public education. and know that your school board is fully engaged and invested here at General Mclane with 12 children, 5 grandchildren of our own in the district, and 3 here with cap and gown. However, the GM advantage exists because outstanding leadership by Superintendent Scaletta, our administration, and of course our excellent teachers and staff who enthusiastically do so much more with less to meet our students where they are, to empower them to be all they can be. And graduates, just one last piece of advice before you officially graduate. There is only one thing in life that I'm confident a person cannot regret. You will never regret taking an opportunity to express your gratitude. Every relationship you will ever have will be better and stronger if you have taken time to be thankful. And I'm telling you this because it's a big day, and I want you to take an honest moment in the next couple days to stop and say thank you and express your gratitude to those who have invested so much in you, because it's a very big deal with many sacrifices that they gladly made to get you here. And so, on behalf of the Board of School Directors of the General Maclean School District, I hereby declare that the members of the General Maclean High School class of 2018 have met all the requirements established by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the General Maclean School District and are now authorized to receive diplomas and to be considered as graduates of General Maclean High School. Congratulations.
Elizabeth Ann Abate. Samantha Ann Algonomy. Dimitri J. Alberti. Kavan Christopher Alicia. Ashley Danielle Amos. Kimberly Rose Atkins. Amanda Lynn Austin. Devin Jane Barry. Tristan Matthew Beach. Elizabeth Murray Bennett. Chloe Samantha Laney. Serena Marie Bowen. Michael F. Brady. Jenna Rose Brock. Jacqueline Elizabeth Brown. Madeline Julia Bruce. McKenna Lynn Bryson. Zachary Thomas Burkett. Lexus McKenna Burrell. Patrick Michael Cashone. Jared Ryan Calvert. Devin Paul Campbell. Mia Elizabeth Campbell. Michael Lamont Carey. Caden M. Carolus. Corey Matthew Carpenter. Haley Elizabeth Carter. Clinton T. Connolly. Caden Patrick Connolly. Jocelyn L. Connolly. Enrique Adalberto Corneo. Mary Claire Cousins. Annika Marie Swiklinski. Damon A. Davidson. Kenneth D. Davis. Kelsey Ann Dipple. Molly Catherine Dobrinsky. Anthony James Doherty. Morgan Aaron Doherty. Hannah Elizabeth Dulesky. Rachel Lynn English. Austin Chad Enterline. Olivia Nicole Ivankovich. Brett Douglas Farrell. Mark P. Fisher. Abigail Rose Flack. Ryan M. Flanagan. Lane Jarrett Ford. Nicole Catherine Fulcrod. Delaney Freeman Gattenby. Isabel Marie Getty. Megan Lynn Gillette. Taylor M. Gorley. Matea L. Grafton. Zachary A. Gray. Emma K. Guzik. Samuel P. Hybach. Ashley Morgan Hansen. Jessica Hardy. Dustin William Hart. Brianna Renee Hauser. Brennan Richard Hurley. Topaz Dale Hobson. Benjamin Parker Hodap. Emma Grace Hunter. Adam Wood Hushen. Haley Barbara Ingalls. Joshua L. Jackson. Trisha Jimenez. Shane Patrick Johnson. Jesse Lynn Johnson. Hannah Elizabeth Johnson. John Richard Collis. Rebecca Aylin Kerr. Caitlin Rose Kirk. Allison Lee Crowder. Elizabeth Nicole Krismanich. Matthew Lee Lamoureux. Molly Ann Larman. Hunter J. Larson. Jeffrey Ryan Loretsis. Akayla Jade Lewin. Isaiah Paul Lloyd. Alexander L. Lofgren. Isaac Simeon Lopez. Owen P. Lubert. Brett Thomas Mallory. Hannah Rose Maloney. Brendan T. Manchester. Samantha Erin Manley. Samantha Yvonne Markham. Abraham Leonard Masson. Christine Ann May. Franklin Raymond May. Caitlin Rosemary McBride. Dennis Michael Willard McCain. Sabrina R. McCain. Hannah Ray McDermott. Luke Wesley McEldowney. Colin Ryan McFadden. Michael Joseph McIntyre. Nathan David Miller. Hallie Elizabeth Minner. Sarah Elizabeth Molnar. Bradley Joseph Motter. Stephen Andrew Myers. Sarah Nicole Nagy. Jesse Woods Nathanson. Braden M. Nichols Shaw. Henry O'Neill. Dina Sabi Otika. Jared Michael Upsanic. Craig Matthew Orris. Jonah Lee Pamula. Abigail Albright Parker. Jack Ryan Parker. Maxwell Norman Patterson. Ethan T. Petruso. Dana Nicole Pierce. Grace Leanna Haluski. Lindsay Mary Popowski. Sarah Corinne Price. Jeffrey Jordan William Priester. Abigail Grace Ron. Kayla Elizabeth Ratin. Benjamin Jürgen Roland. Logan M. Roth. Joshua Schreiber. Michael Lee Schuster. Madison Irene Schutt. Alec Emma Ann Scouten. Logan John Siegel. Sarah Lynn Shablosky. Allison Lynn Shade. Chloe Payden Sherman. Hannah Lucille Schrader. Samantha Lynn Siciliano. Nathan Emmanuel Simmons. Nasir Jihad Amir Singleton. Bailey Leonard Smith. Madeline Grace Smith. Adriana Renee Snell. Lucas Mark Soboleski. Madison Linnell Soboleski. Gary Stafford. Jaden Coy Stanley. Aaron Joseph Stowicki. Jennifer Irene Stefano. Hannah M. Swanson. Amelia Marie Sundin Swensky. Jared William Swick. Julia Rose Taylor. Jacob Christopher Timpano. Tyler John Trapp. Grace M. Twitchell. Aaron John Wagner. Melina Marie Walter. Rachel Ann White. Phoebe R. Will. Kylie Ann Williams. Bryce P. Williams. Elena Michelle Willow. Cyrus Michael Windsor. Owen McKinley Wright. Hannah Shujing Wyman. Bradley Austin Yoder. Tyler Joseph Young. Brian Matthew Zackerl. Simon John Zare. Lily Zen. Owen Dale Zimmer.
Class of 2018, please stand. This concludes the 58th commencement ceremony for General McLean High School and the class of 2018. We did it.